there goes, yeah, some dirty Delassie, worth more as fuel than as money. And I think we're killing quite a few germs there.
Can't hold still that long. It was only 1/10 or 1.
Hi, it's 7 o'clock in the morning on the 15th of November. That means tomorrow it'll be 2 months since I left the UK. I'm in Bamako at the moment. We got here last night. Yesterday on Ed's Africa Twin, his reg rec went, which meant that his bike was just running off the battery until that finally died. And it died in a dodgy part of town in Bamako. We stopped and we ended up towing it out of there just because it wasn't a good place to stop. We've been warned that we're taking a great risk as well by an off-duty policeman who was staying there, so we just got out of there. They were towing that bike and my bike started overheating. We got split up because I had to stop and they couldn't stop towing the bike. So today is a day off, but a day off is actually, I've got to wash my clothes, sorting my bike out. There's a problem with the seal on the water pump. So hopefully we stuck some silicone on it last night and that's drying, put that back together today, and luckily they had a spare reg rec for the Africa Twin, so that's all sorted again now. So today I'll be washing. I've got to get visas for Niger and for Burkina Faso before we move on, and apart from that we'll be able to have a day off. Hi, it's 7 in the morning on the 15th of November. That means I've been on the road for nearly 2 months now. We're in Bamako at the moment. There's 6 of us together, but Mikey's heading off north to Timbuktu by himself today. He's got his visa already for Niger and Bamako, which is what we're doing today. I'm also just giving my clothes a wash and we've got to sort the bikes out. Yesterday we were coming into Bamako and on Ed's Africa Twin the red rec went, which meant that his bike, at first it was running off the battery and then it just died. It died in a dodgy part of town. So because it wasn't really safe for us to stop, we towed the bike. They hooked it up to the back of the DRZ and towed the bike about 15 kilometers out to here. But on the way my bike started overheating, so I had to stop. We got split up and it turns out that my bike's got a problem with the water pump. It's just a seal. Luckily Dan on his DRZ, they had a similar problem before and so he knew how to fix it. We've taken it apart and just put some silicone on, so that's drying at the moment, so I've got to put that back together later today. Hopefully after I finish this washing and we get the visas for Burkina Faso and for Niger. This is me doing the washing, and just to give you an idea, this was clean water in a white bowl and this is just squeezing it through. You see the colour of the water is just filthy, and you can normally do this 2 or 3 times and the water gets just as dirty, and when you pour the water out it leaves just filth of mud behind. Hi, it's 7 o'clock in the morning here, or 1/4 now, and it's quite cold this morning actually, or cool relatively. One of the guys that works here actually had like a puffy jacket on and a hat on, woolly hat on this morning, so he obviously thinks it's cold. We're in Bamako at the moment and we got here last night or yesterday afternoon. We were coming into town and Ed's Africa Twin died. The reg rec had gone on it, so it was running off the battery and it died in a dodgy part of town. We were kind of warned that we should move on as it wasn't safe by an off-duty policeman, so we towed it out with the Africa Twin. While they were towing it, my bike started to overheat and so I had to stop. They had to carry on because they were towing and we got split up. Turns out that there's a problem with the water pump on my bike, so we've taken that apart and it's got some silicone on that's drying at the moment. Luckily Dan on his DRZ had the same problem before, so he knew what it was. and so today is a day off, which actually means I've got to wash my clothes. We're going to go to the embassies and try and get the Niger visa and the Burkina Faso visa, and then put my bike back together this evening. I'm just doing some washing now. Just thought I'd let you see how dirty the water is. You can see in a white bowl, and this was clean water when it went in. It's just filthy. And you can normally do that 2 or 3 times and the water will be almost just as bad and leave like silt at the end when you pour the water out. I said about it being cooler. We were speaking about a week ago. One of the things overlanders always talk about is kind of weight and volume of stuff that they're carrying, and we were saying we could probably send home sleeping bags now because we just weren't using them. And from that night on it's been cooler every morning and we've had to use the sleeping bags. So it's obviously getting winter time now. It's about 5 or 6 weeks till Christmas, and I think we're planning on meeting up in Cameroon if we're not all still together and spending a week or so for Christmas and New Year in Cameroon. Hopefully on the beach, so quite looking forward to that.
It's better.
Dan, that looks like a quality brand of hair clippers you've got there.
Ah, it is. It's the finest Shuanghu brand.
Ah.
There are no finer made in China.
Exactly. Shall we come back in a minute and see what the effect is?
Isn't it effective?
Well, yeah, but there's no wire.
Sharp.
I know.
I wonder if they've got the utility key on Rhino. Have you got anything sharp?
The roadside repair. Ed's Ninja has stopped sparking.
Oh.
Not to worry, it's only a thing.
Yeah, true.
We've got another camera. If I can get around the softies in there.
Yeah, again, next time someone else is going to have to tow me. Dan has done his business. More than...
The funny thing is, again, I've got an excuse because mine can barely carry me, never mind tow anything else. Because coming up the hill, I was having to pedal it really hard to get it up into the power band, and then it was fine, it was flying then, but it just wouldn't climb up into the power. I just had to pedal it up there. So funny. Absolutely shit form of transport. Glorious. We've got loads of fuel left in them. I've only done 2 kilometres, so we put 2 litres in.
Yeah. We've got an hour to burn the rest of it.
worth of fuel.
I've only done 2 kilometres and about 5 burnouts and nothing else. We could put the fuel in the apple twin, it might run a little bit oily.
Ah, mais je suis très fatigué après 2 heures et 2 kilomètres.
Really fun.
You got a carpeted one there.
I didn't get a carpeted bit, mine. I've also got to wear a part.
I do that with you.
Yeah, you do, yeah. I'm just dripping this way.
I think it's laughing now.
Yeah, more than anything else.
Just coming down too under like basically your power, part of your power and part of your power.
Yeah.
It's coming down the hill again.
Yeah.
And I had the GPS in my hand. I was just like,
Fucking
completely out of control. Just follow those tracks. Every time you hit a thing would go like that, and I'd set off in a new direction.
The 4 of us.
I did get some photos of the 4 of you coming together. So I can find them. Right, so that was the last one. So they are being towed, it's glorious. And then there's the 4. That's the group of 4. Absolutely genius. That's why I was blasted ahead. Blasted.
That's so
He's going to show the guys so he knows what we're doing.
Come Sam. The towing was hilarious. The towing was so
looked at the rope between and then looked at me and he was laughing.
glorious. So good.
Là, je vais faire épider quoi.
Nous avons besoin d'un grand bateau, peut-être. Are the rails at the side to protect us from falling in?
Absolutely. Which way?
The rails are about a millimetre high. They're laughing because we're all going to sink and die.
Yeah, I realise. Oh, that's the last lot of tourists. I imagine they're probably sinking and dying is the funniest thing about taking tourists out.
Turning around.
There's one.